Good morning, everybody. Right, so carrying on from the last couple of videos. God, I'm getting through them today, right? But obviously to you guys it'll be released like weekly. So the next one I wanted to talk about was social and emotional eating, because I know this is a big topic that a lot of you guys struggle with, you need a bit of help with. So yeah, let's break it down. Sorry, I've got a hair on my face, it's itching me. Yeah, so obviously I eat out a lot, as you guys know, and I always have done as well. Obviously maybe not as much as probably what I do now, but that's my thing. I don't really have any hobbies, obviously, so when I don't have the kids, yeah, I just like to go out and eat, like that's just my thing. So I always it used to give me a bit of anxiety, I'm not gonna lie. I'm thinking, oh my God, there's a meal, there's a birthday. Immediately like go online, check the calories, because obviously a lot of places have the calories, have legally got to have the calories, but obviously if they're a smaller chain place then they don't. So this is where it can get a little bit tricky. Well, actually I say that, no it doesn't. Because you just have to use, again, a logical approach and not an emotional one that's going to make you think, oh my God, there's no calories, I'm not going to be able to go because you know, I don't want to use all my calories, I don't want to waste my calories. You know, all of these different emotions come flooding in your mind within a second. But you know, you can eat out. Life doesn't stop. You know, it's not a diet that you do for 6 months, you lose your weight and then you go back to normal. It has to be, and I know it's cringe to say, but it really is a complete lifestyle change. Like if you are so serious about changing your eating habits and you've got weight to lose and you want to feel better and become a better you, then it has to be something that you incorporate into your normal everyday life, because otherwise what's going to happen is you're going to do this diet, lose what you want to lose, and you're like, yeah, you know, I can start living again. You're going to start going to all these occasions, events, meals, yada, yada, yada. What's going to happen is the weight's just going to creep back on and you're going to be back at square one again, because you've not addressed the issues. You've not made it a new lifestyle. You know, it's not a thing. Again, it was just another diet. Yeah, so planning ahead, you know, is key. If you can go online, look at the menu, you know, have a look what you want to eat. If you want to then eat at maintenance for that day, because it falls on a Saturday night and you've weighed on a Friday, that's fine. Like, eat at maintenance. I encourage people to go out and enjoy a meal. If it's not something you do often and it's like once every couple of months, I just say, do you know what? Don't even worry about it. And I'm not talking go crazy stupid. I mean, hey, if you want to go crazy stupid and eat just whatever you fancy, then go for it, you know, because these moments with your friends, your family, they're so precious. And life, you know, since losing my dad, it just reiterated that life and these moments that we all take for granted, honestly, the meals out, the morning breakfast at Witherspoons, the little things, they're not so little, you know, they're everything. So I'm very much in the mindset of that we have to enjoy these little things, because that is life. Like it's not always about the big things. It really is the little things. Sorry, that was a bit deep and meaningful, wasn't it? But, you know, that's how passionate I am about it. And I want you to be able to have that freeing feeling that you can still enjoy life, you know, and it is about balance. So if you want to go out and eat the full burger and get a pudding and get a wine, then, you know, go for it. As long as it's not, just use your common sense. As long as it's not like a bloody daily thing or a weekly thing. If it was a weekly thing, just to go out and enjoy it, still go out and enjoy it. But I would, if it was me, I would be mindful in that actually I've got a meal next week as well. So I would just look at other choices. Still nice, but just less calories. Or drop the glass of wine, or don't have the pudding, you know, or share a pudding. Look at it like that. It doesn't have to be an all or nothing approach when you're eating out. You can still go out. There's so many places that offer lower calorie alternatives, or switch, you know, if it comes with chips, ask for it to come with rice or salad or half and half. You know, you can do that. Please don't feel that you can't ever ask to switch it up, or to not have the sauce, to have it plain. Because the amount of times I've gone out and I'm like, oh God, I really fancy, because this was me, right? I'd always go out and I'd always either eat the same thing. So I'd always order like a burger or pizza because that's just what I liked. Yes, I liked food, but I wasn't very creative, if you like. I would stick to the same things all the time because that's what I liked, but obviously calorie wise, yeah, there was high. So I really tried to order stuff, not stuff that I wouldn't like because I do like a mix of all foods, but I was a lot more willing, I suppose, to try a variety of different foods. And honestly, yeah, that changed something in me massively because now because I eat out so much, I try to order something that I wouldn't normally order. And do you know what? 9 times out of 10, I surprise myself because I love it and I thoroughly enjoy it. There's not been many occasions where I've got it and I've not been disappointed, but when you just don't really maybe enjoy it as much as you thought you would. And yeah, it's a bit like, oh, it was alright, but I won't get it again. But that's only happened a couple of times. So actually, by me being more open to trying the lesser calorie dishes, yeah, I've actually found that I actually prefer those dishes anyway, naturally. I've naturally now gravitate towards those. And isn't it strange how your mind changes without really you knowing that it's changing? Yeah, amazing. What a bit of consistency and, persistence and just keeping going and trusting the process, because your mindset is changing without you even knowing that it's changing. One day you will just realise that you will naturally think, do you know what, I don't fancy that burger today because that's what I always get. I'm going to try something different. And that's not a little thing. That's a massive thing. Like, that's amazing. So you need to give yourself a little bit of credit when it comes to eating out. And I think you just need to have a bit of self-compassion as well, because we're so hard on ourselves. And I'm still probably the worst critic. I hold my hands up. I'm still very much hard on myself, perfectionist, control freak. But again, that's a me thing. I'm working on that. But we do need to have a lot more self-compassion when it comes to these occasions, because like I said, life's precious. These moments are precious. I would hate for you to go out for a meal with your family and you sat there thinking, oh my God, I can't eat that. Everybody's ordered the same, or we've ordered a few mixed plates and we're all just going to eat a bit, and feeling like you can't be involved because of calories. I would never want anybody to feel so restricted, because that's honestly not what it's about. It's really not. It's about being able to go out and enjoy it, but also knowing that you're still within where you need to be, or you've took it up to maintenance for that week. And that's fine. Honestly, there's no need for any guilt, but just be prepared to know that in your mind, if you're a daily weigher, then you will probably see the scales jump up for the next few days. But that's not because of fat gain, because scientifically you will not gain any fat unless you've eaten over and above 3,500 calories plus, whatever any. So you need to eat over that. You need to eat a lot of calories. So what it is, obviously, is the water retention, the salt from eating out. Obviously, we don't know what they're cooking it in, how much salt they're using, because we're not cooking at home, we're not in control. So what your body is doing is soaking all that up and it's holding on to the water, again, meaning that you weigh heavy. You just need to, it's part and parcel of it, unfortunately. But again, this is where your logic needs to come in and take over any emotion that you've got with it. So you've gone out, you've enjoyed your meal. It doesn't happen for everybody, it is different for everybody. But I know for me, if I was to go out and have a meal at maintenance or over, I would weigh heavy in the next day, because it's just how my body reacts. It just sucks all that in and holds on to it. But give it a few days and it'll just drop off again. It's just the wonders of the human body, unfortunately. And I think if you're an emotional eater, it's finding out, your triggers, what makes you think, oh, sod it, I'm just going to go for it. What would make you think, oh, is it because it's overwhelming? You don't know what to pick? I would just say pick what you like to eat. If it's chicken, hunter's chicken, whatever, pasta, look at alternatives on the menu, or like I say, mix it up. Try and order separate things and build your own meal, because you can do that. Don't ever feel like you're restricted and you can't ask, because, you'll find that restaurants are very accommodating in terms of food. You know, you're the paying customer after all. So go for it. And I think being mindful is a big thing as well. Like, really, when you've got your meal, I think for me, a big thing is actually, right, visually, yes, for me, it has to look a lot of food. So I will bulk it out with a salad or veggies or what have you. But definitely I want to be mindful that I know that that's going to fill me. So yeah, just obviously look at your choices, what there is, and take it from there. But activity, like if I know I'm eating out or I've got like these last few weeks, it's been full on eating, celebrations, birthdays, occasions, you name it. So I've just really got in with the mindset of, I'll up my activity. I mean, my activity is high anyway in terms of steps and my walking, but I've ramped it up a gear, and trust me, my body knows about it. But actually, in terms of the scales, because I've not been weighing, but I know obviously my body and how I feel, I know that actually that balance is there and that I can, not overeat, because again, I've not gone crazy, but I've probably been over my maintenance or just about sitting maintenance. But I know I've been doing, excuse me, I think I've been averaging like 20, 22, I mean, there was even 25k steps one day. So I know if I'm eating 2,300 calories, which is just short of my maintenance, I'm absolutely fine. Like, I've got nothing to worry about. And you'll find if you're on the group, when I post like my little snack plate at night saying, when I say I've finished on 2,300 calories and 25k steps, people lose their absolute minds. They're like, oh my God, that's such a high calorie, your deficit's, you know, it's not good, and yada, yada, yada. When actual, that's under my maintenance. So really, scientifically, I could still lose. Yes, it would be minimal, but I would still lose. And obviously, take into account the high activity. I mean, obviously, as I always stress, dude, I don't count any exercise calories back. I never have done. I'm just stressing the point of that, you know, when you've done a lot of activities, you know what I mean, and your food, you know you've got a good deficit going on. So again, you know, up your activity if you know you've got. I'm not saying go kill it at the gym 5 days a week because you're going out for one meal. That's not what I'm saying. Just use your common sense with it. Definitely. And also, I think being around and having that support system. I mean, some people get quite embarrassed about saying, oh, you know, I'm trying to eat better. Not necessarily I'm on a diet, but I'm trying to eat better and I'm trying to stick within my calories. You'd be surprised at how many other people are doing it, but it's just not made a thing, if you like. You know, speak to people, be open about it, and to say, oh yeah, I really want that, but I'm just trying to not be good, because I don't really like using the term good and bad. It's, again, being mindful. You're just trying to eat a bit better. You know, be part of the group like you are with us. Get that support system, that safe space where you can sound off and put it out there as a question. Look, I'm going out to eat. I'm struggling a bit, like my emotions are taking over. That's what will help you get through it, because you'll get so many different ideas, hints, tips, people's comments, people's experiences, you know, you'll get all of that. So it is a case of get a good support system, your friends, have a little buddy, you know. I mean, when we first started this page, God, it was just me posting. I said loads of times before, it was just me posting for so long. But then obviously people naturally started to post, and then it became a thing. And now look where we are, you know, 3 years later, like 205,000 people in this group. It's wild. So the support is immense, like it's crazy. But also, actually, one that I nearly just missed by, I've just had a quick look. If I was going out to eat, or if I was going to my friends, or popping to my mum's for a cup of tea, or whatever, or like, you know, there's going to be cake and stuff there, and you don't want it because you're being really good, like, you know, you're just focused. I just take my own stuff. I mean, my friend friend Kelly laughs at me, right, because I love skimmed milk, and I'm not really a semi-skimmed or a whole milk fan, because I don't like the taste it leaves in my mouth. I like creamy taste. I skimmed milk all the way. So when I got to her house for a cup of tea, I took this little pot of skimmed milk because I knew I'd be having a cup of tea, and she burst out laughing, and she was like, are you serious? I'm like, yeah, I can't do it. So don't feel like embarrassed that you can't take your own snacks. Like, I've always got snacks in my bag, like cereal bars, crisps, little chocolates. because one, I'm a snacker anyway, but if I do go to my mum's and she's like, oh, do you want anything to eat? I'm like, no, I've got my snack. So I'm in control. So, you know, don't feel like you can. Yeah, be prepared, you know. You know, just have a little, like at work, when I go into the office, my drawers are full of snacks. Yeah, love it. I can't be without it. And as Jake will say, like, food, I've got food all the time. But I think mentally, for me, being prepared and being able to plan ahead, like for days out, for instance, at the summer, obviously we do a lot of days out with the kids. And this sticks in my mind, actually. We went to Gulliver's, the Rotherham one. And it's obviously it's expensive, you know, it's expensive to get in for one, but then when you're buying food on top of that, it's expensive. So we always take picnics anyway because the kids love it. We prefer it and it's cheaper. And I actually took myself, like while I was doing the sandwiches for the kids, I was just like, I don't really want sandwich. You know, I'm trying to like keep on my deficit. So I made myself a salad and take like the little disposable cutleries, or I get them plastic ones that you can take and bring home and wash. And honestly, like, for me mentally, because I knew and I'd planned and I knew that's what I was going to have and I knew it was like, it'd keep me in my deficit. Like, it's all good. There's no stress. So just take the time. Don't feel like you can't take a salad and fruit and yogurt. You know, that's what Tupperware's for. Take it. Did I feel like people sat there with sandwiches? No, I actually preferred my salad to a sandwich, you know. That's just me. But yeah, be prepared, plan, take your own food, find out your triggers, you know. You need to really dig deep in yourself and find out what it is. If you're going to say, oh, sorry, I've had a cake and a cup of tea, that's fine, but just log it. And it always seems worse. We always overplay it. So in our mind, it's always a lot worse than what it actually is. When it's like, it's fine. You had a bloody Bakewell tart or a cookie. Track it, move on, because you'll see you can pull it back. Or like you say, do it over a week. It's not, honestly, it ain't the end of the world. It's really not. Yeah, so I mean, I'm looking at this, I'm trying to make sure I hit everything because I don't want to, you know, I don't want to miss anything because I know a lot of these points are important for you guys. So yeah, planning ahead, looking at the menu, being mindful, finding alternatives, you know, still have a little bit, still have the chicken if that's what you want, or still have the lasagna if that's what you want, just maybe miss the chips off it or have the salad with it, with the garlic, you know. Yeah, have a bit of self-compassion, guys. That's my biggest thing, is allow yourself to have these meals and treats and experiences, because really in the grand scheme of it really doesn't make any difference. But I think for me the most important thing is how that experience, that meal, how you come away from that feeling. If you've come away from that feeling deprived and upset because you sat there with a salad, then it's, you know, you're not going to then want to eat out ever again, because you then, you know, that's all you've got in your mind. You're not going to want to eat out because it's boring, it's miserable. You know, who wants to go out and eat a salad? Nobody. So yeah, you know, just use a bit of common sense that if it's once a month or very occasionally, then yeah, go enjoy it, you know, track it, enjoy it, move on, draw that line. It's absolutely fine. Yeah, so that is my biggest advice, and I hope you guys find that, you know, that video helpful, because I know for me, all those points, if I could wrap it up around social eating and emotional eating, that definitely covers how I've seen it and how I've lived it, I suppose, if you like. So yeah.